This is the first tutorial in a series I'm planning on using Blender 2.5. Blender 2.5 can do almost anything. This background I've currently got was drawn up on Blender 2.5. This didn't take that long, it was for another project I'm currently working on. Simple box, textures for wood, tree, particle system leaves, and reflective glass for the fireplace. So where do you get Blender? So you go to the blender.org homepage, go to Blender 2.55 beta. I advise using the beta version and update it regularly. Make sure you get the latest. Then just Blender 2.55 beta, the earliest one. And then you download the installer. So if you have a 64-bit machine or a 32-bit machine or different operating systems. So I've just got a 64-bit machine, so I just download the quick installer, or there's the package with the source code. Once you download it, just open it up and install it, and then you should get an icon like this on your desktop, or if you're running Windows 7 like me, just type in Blender and click on the first one you get. When you first open up Blender, it'll come up with the splash screen. This will show you your version number, Blender 2.5, nice big title, and you can use different keyboard layouts and settings. I like using the default. At the moment they only have Maya there as well. So then they have links to the blender.org pages and your recent documents. So I've got a couple of recent documents there. But if I wanted to start a new project, I just click the black screen and I've got my nice new project. From here, if I want to start a new project, I just go Control-N and reload the start file. Up on the top bar, you've got your main tools. So your file menu, like most Windows programs, Add, Render, and Help. Then you've got your view layout, so you can change to an animation view if you're doing animation work, default view, or something like scripting if you're writing code. And so you can add a new script and go, "Hi, my name is Stan." And then you can use the X beside most of these tools to just go delete, unlink, and it's gone. Then you just go to your default view, and you're back here again. The next tab across is your scene. You can add multiple scenes into a single Blender file. This is handy if you're doing animation work or game development or anything like that. In your default view, you'll find a default cube, a lamp, and a camera. If you want to view the camera, press O on the numpad. If you want to go back to your other view, just press O again. If you have a keyboard with a numpad, then this will be extremely useful when using Blender. 7 goes to your top view. At the moment it's in perspective view, so you can see everything vanishes away from you. But if you want to go to orthographic view, which is what I use mostly, then you just press 5 and you go to orthographic view. 1 is your front, 3 right, 7 top. You can press Control 7 to go bottom, Control 1 and Control 3 likewise. Back to camera. If you want to drag out of this, you just hold the middle mouse button and you can drag the camera around. Press Shift to grab, Control, middle button to scale, or you can just scroll. So using Blender, if you want to delete something, X, delete, and I want to add a monkey. So I just press space and add monkey. I don't like the monkey facing away from the camera. I want him facing towards the camera. So I'm going to press R and for rotate, and then I'm going to rotate him along the X axis 90 degrees. So now he's facing towards the Y, positive Y axis. I also want to rotate along the Z axis, and I'll just drag with the mouse around until I'm sort of happy with where he's facing. He's still not quite facing the camera, so I'm going to rotate on the X, but on the local X. So I'm going to press X twice, and then I can rotate him along his local X axis, so he's sort of facing the camera. Another way I could do this is I click on the monkey first with my right mouse button, and then I hold Shift, right click on the camera, and press Control T, and do a track to constraint. Unfortunately, for the monkey, this tracks to the positive Z axis, so it's not quite what I want for the moment. If I rotate him around, I can't do it. So I'll go Control Z for the moment. Actually, I'll go Alt T, and I'll go Clear Track. This time, I'll right click on the camera first, this box, orange box around the screen, and then I'll hold Shift and right click on the monkey, and I'll do the track to constraint, and now the camera faces the monkey. If I then right click on the camera, press G for grab, I can then grab the camera around, and it will automatically rotate to face the direction of the monkey. So, now I want to edit the monkey. I go out of my camera view, back into orthographic with 5, and I want to right click on the monkey, press tab to go into vertex edit mode. You can also change your mode down here with this bar. Now to the monkey, I feel like adjusting his eyebrows, so I'm going to use shift right click, select these two vertices and these two vertices. I'm going to grab them up a bit and just scale them apart a bit. S is to scale, and so you can move vertices around. You can also select individual vertices just with the right click, and then you can use right click and drag if you want to drag it around, and then left click to place it where you want. Control Z to undo. I've noticed though, when using Control Z a lot on Windows, the application crashes. I don't know about Linux. I'm still to try that. So you can adjust all of these vertices. You can also extrude faces. So if you select 4 vertices, you can press E to extrude, and you can extrude that section. You can also change the mode of selection. So at the moment it's vertice mode. You can change it edge or face. So now I can select the face. I can grab the face and move it around however I want. This monkey looks very surprised. I would be too. To add materials, you can add materials in edit mode. So I'll select face select, and I'm going to use C, and then scroll out to make this paintbrush bigger. And I'm going to select these faces here with C, and the same over here. Then once I've finished, just press escape. That removes that tool, and then I go across to here, and I go to my materials bar, which is the small planet-like looking object, round ball-like looking objects. Now I want to add a new layer, and so this layer covers everything, but then I want to add another one just for the eyes, and I'm going to add a new material, and I'm going to call it eyes. I'm going to make this a nice bluey black. And the specular color, so the colors that reflects, I'll make it yellow. Might not look too good, but oh well. Now I go press O to go back to my camera view, and I can press F12 to render the scene. At the moment, it doesn't render anything. The color's not there. It shows the monkey, but the color isn't there. To assign that color I've just created on this second layer to the eyes, I need to click the Assign button. It's now assigned to the eyes, and you can see it here. It's changed the color there. So press F12 again. Now renders the eyes like this. This monkey is very, very weird looking, because all the faces are very, very rough. So if I exit out of edit mode, I can apply a subsurf modifier. This subdivides every surface and makes it look quite smooth. So in the view, for subdivision modifier, I have how many times it subdivides in the view, and then I have how many times it subdivides in the render. So the view doesn't look as good as the render will, but it will take longer processing time the higher you change the view one. The same with the render one. But when you're working on your models, you want to keep the view one quite low and keep the render one still quite high. So I'm going to go 5, F12 to render. And see, it already takes a while to subdivide that surface, preparing it for the render. I'm going to cancel that. Turn this back down to 2. Go F12, and it sort of makes him a bit smoother. Because of this monkey mesh I added, it has another ring of faces in here which stick out. That's alright, but that's why it stands out. That's why it stands out with 2 circle eyes. The material by default won't add that. So if you just select a normal face, there won't be a ring there. That's just the default material of the monkey coming through the other faces of the eye material. So I think I've covered just the basics of using Blender. I hope this hasn't been too confusing, and I might show you that other mesh which I had before. So I'm just going to open up my splash screen again. So actually I'll just open recent. So file, open recent, and I'm going to open up that other file. So this is another project I've been working on. So I'll go to my fire. At the moment there's nothing in the video editing for the fire, but if I go to my default view, go out of my rendered view, and change back to that one again, I now just have a black empty cube. On this side, you can see through. I've put my camera down here. I've just done all but one face of the cube, so I've just deleted a face by when I had my cube selected. I've just gone with my face select. I've just right clicked on one of the faces, press X, and deleted faces. But I don't want to do that here. And for the leaves, I've added a particle system. I might do a tutorial later on that, and the same with doing the lighting for the fire. This was all just a material texture map, so not really much harder than just adding material in here. So it's just this, and then on texture maps, I've just added the texture I wanted. So that concludes the video. If you found it confusing, please leave a comment on YouTube. If you enjoyed it and you'd like to see more, also leave a comment. Thanks.